Hello.
What's up?
So, this is not rehearsed. This is something that needs to kind of be said and talk about. We are in quarantine days five,
Five
day five,
in
and
Germany.
in Germany, in Hohensfels, in the Sunrise Lodge. We have two rooms.
Mm-hmm.
One for the kids that have a queen size bed
Mm-hmm.
and a pull out couch, which is another like queen size. And then we have one on the other side with basically same things and a kitchenette. A single, I don't even know what it's called, like a single sink, not double.
Mm-hmm.
And then
A stovetop.
a stovetop with two spots, microwave.
Yeah, so we got here the afternoon of the 23rd.
23rd. Yeah.
And originally we were supposed to be able to move right into our housing, but due to, we decided to stay here first.
Well, the way it worked out was it was essentially all three parties involved in getting us there did everything they could, but because of COVID, there was no straight line to kind of connect everything. So the sponsor did everything he was supposed to do. We did everything we
What's
were
a
supposed to do.
sponsor?
The sponsor is the person that was assigned in Europe already to me when I was in America to make the transition better into my work environment. He's equal rank, family, so that way they know what they have to do and help out with. But essentially, he did the right thing. We did the right thing. Housing did all the stuff, but there was no kind of formula for COVID. Like, we can't sign for our key because we can't go to housing. However, housing can assign it to somebody else who is not us, which is my sponsor, and we can't give paperwork to my sponsor to get the key. So
Mm-hmm.
that's essentially the issue. Is there's just no precedence
Correct,
for what's
yeah.
going on with
And
COVID.
we have the
So
house. We
yeah, we
have
do
the
have the
same
house. So
house that we picked out, but we just can't get that till we're out of quarantine on August
fifth, and
5th.
then
So
the
the
6th
6th.
is the first day that we have the appointment with
Mm-hmm.
housing. I've already got my COVID test, like the actual test with the thing down the nose. She got hers right before we came. The kids didn't have to get tested, which is good. We haven't had heard anything back, which means I'm probably negative. She confirmed negative. So there's nothing, no issue with us. Nobody's sick after flying or anything
Mm-hmm.
else. So on the 6th, we sign for the house, and either our sponsor will start helping us drive back and forth, or we'll get a rental for 11 days until our
Which
first
is
car
going to be
gets
like
here.
700
Yeah, which
bucks.
we
We
don't
found
want to
out.
do
Yeah.
because that's a lot of money. But if we need to, I mean, I have to start in processing. So essentially, the way this all started was the movers. So,
Yes.
yeah, if you
So
want to take it.
let's start with the movers. So I've been trying to keep people up to date with everything that's going on. So with the movers, pretty much we had to fight to even be able to move here. So usually when you move over to Europe, you have something called unaccompanied baggage. What that is movers come in early on, like before they even get like your couches and TVs and all that stuff, and they take stuff like clothes, toys, kitchen
Yeah,
stuff.
very minimal
Yeah, just a
stuff.
minimal
Yeah.
amount so that it's there by the time you get to Germany. We didn't get that because of COVID. There wasn't enough movers for us to be able to have that done. So when we had all of our stuff to move, it was literally all our stuff.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get the chance to have unaccompanied baggage. So we had the movers come. It was supposed to be a 4-day process that turned into a 6-day
Yeah, 5 or
process
6. Yeah.
because the last day Anthony went to his brother's wedding.
So, yeah. So, essentially, 2 days were burned because one was they didn't have enough workers to come to wrap everything. And then the second was they didn't have enough workers, period. Oh, I'm sorry, flip those. The first one they didn't have enough workers, and then the second day they just came and wrapped stuff and then like left. So they were supposed to be done by the 10th, and they didn't get like done till the 12th or 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And this only because the army, because again of COVID, they authorized movers to deny contracts. So before COVID, if a company kind of like did not do enough contracts or whatever, the army probably wouldn't work with them. So it was in their best interest to figure it out and make it happen. And, the soldier got what he needed or she needed. However, with the COVID thing and the national shutdown and everything else, the army authorized, okay, you can deny as many contracts as you want without reason, without question, whatever. There was 4 days in a row that we got denied by 12 different companies. Found out from our mover just because of whatever reasons, because they didn't have to provide any.
Yeah.
So eventually we did get a company, but like I said, the first day was like, hey, we're going to get this done. They didn't have enough workers, so they canceled. Then they came the next day and they really started, and it was a family. Now, the movers were good people.
Yeah,
They were good people. However, like, they did a good job. They helped us out and everything else. But like I said, the first day they canceled, and then they were supposed to be done by 10th, but they weren't. And they continued to just come and come until the 13th when they were actually done at like 9 o'clock at night or something like that. And then we had to clean it that night, the house, because the next day I was signing out on leave and finding out on out of that unit to come here.
Yeah.
So
that got done. That was a huge relief. With the military also, the other thing we wanted to talk about was the vehicles, because I know some people have asked. So the military will only move one vehicle for you. They'll ship it for free overseas for you. So we decided to do that with the Dodge Durango, our big vehicle. We have also the Volkswagen GTI, the 2010 GTI. We had to pay out of pocket for that. Actually just got the invoice today. $2,400 to do that.
one way. So we're going to pay that.
One way. Yeah, so we'll have to pay to bring it back. But the thing with that is we didn't want to have to buy a new vehicle here because we put like over $5,000 into that vehicle with engine work. We had to get a new headliner. We put a bomb stereo system in it.
Yeah, we had to replace the turbo because it was going out too.
Yeah, so
we
didn't want to have to buy a new vehicle here because we love both of our vehicles. We didn't want to have to get rid of any.
Yeah, and the two major points on that is both cars are already bought and paid for, like we own them. And then the second thing is if you add the two payments to get the car here and back out of our own pocket, it would have been $5,000 or $6,000, which you're maybe already looking at a beater unless we get a super bad beater for $1,000 here, which you can buy, but it is.
But we just wanted our cars.
And we're going to be going back and forth to Schweinfurt a lot during the winter and things like that to see Liana. And we don't want to have like cars that are like barely making it. And
they're both, the Durango's a 2016. You know. The Dodge is a bit older. It's a 2010.
But it looks brand new.
Yeah, it's still a great vehicle. So that's that with like our household goods, our vehicles, all of that. Okay, so second topic is the health stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I'm good. The kids are good. But Mila, on the 4th of July, she had to go to the hospital and found more embolisms in her lungs. So
only one lung, though. It's my right lung, and it's in the lower lobe of the lung. There's several embolisms there. So I ended up in ICU for a couple days, and then I'm on a medication now, a new one, which is working great. I feel the best I've felt in years, like the last couple of years. I can breathe okay, probably elevation.
Yeah, being here in Germany too, we went from like elevation, low desert to low elevation forest. Yeah. We are super country.
We're not low. We're technically high for Germany.
Well, we're high for Germany, but lower than Colorado.
Yeah, we're 4 times lower than we were in Colorado.
So it's a lot more like, I feel like it's a lot more oxygen. Like it doesn't hurt. Every day we go out to walk, like I just want to run.
Yeah.
And in Colorado, that was
it's crazy. We can walk up. I can walk up a hill and catch my breath by the time I'm at the top of the hill, and it's not a thing. And then also I had a CAT scan like a few days before we flew, and the anticoagulant I'm on has completely taken away like all of the embolisms. So there's no longer any embolisms. But due to this being the second time it's happened, I do now have to see a hematologist because they think it might be something genetic with me.
Yeah, and you have to take this stuff for the rest of your life every day.
I have to take blood thinners for the rest of my life. So.
And also health, if you notice, this crease in my shirt symbolizes where my stomach starts because of COVID. I have not ran or done any exercises. And then we want to leave, and now we're on quarantine over here. So there's...
Oh, stop.
There's this I got to get rid of.
See, he's trying to grab it, though.
There's no trying.
It's whatever. I love it. I love a thick man.
But that's our health.
You're not even thick yet.
I got to get back to Army standards.
You're borderline. You're like... No, not to me. Like, I'd like you to.
I mean, I would love to be like, hey, Army, my wife says I'm good, so... But that's not the way it works.
Well, I like it. So anyway, health-wise, everybody's good. All that's good. Yep. Okay. And the itinerary here. So, it has been in-fucking-sane, if we can say it that way.
It is putting it mildly.
But we've been very gracious and
yeah, everybody's been kind of seeing The people who don't want to see it, they've seen it on Facebook and stuff
Some
like
of
that.
it. We don't put everything that's happened on here.
No, every day it's a mess. Every day it's figuring stuff out. Every day it's
Mm.
that's that's
We're a
typical.
good team, though.
Yeah, it's
I
typical with PCS. Like you figure it out with the kids and stuff.
And
But
PCS means permanent change of
Yeah.
station, for those who don't know. Because I know.
when changing from one location of my job to another location.
So pretty
of my
much
job.
moving.
Yeah, moving.
Moving with the Army.
Usually it is chaotic. Usually there is a lot of stress, a lot of things. But this one has been extra. Like so, the
Because,
movers,
yeah, the kids.
clearing,
And then the kids.
COVID, international. I will say,
Kids.
I will say this though, we were the only ones that went through, not immigration, but what was it?
Like, security.
Yeah.
So when you like go to a new country and you have to go through there.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's immigration.
Immigration. No,
No,
it's not immigration.
no,
But
it's
anyways,
not.
I can't think of the
Okay.
word. Anyways, we were the only ones that went through that, and
No,
there's
not the
one-
only ones, but we're the only people in line. Like,
Oh
there's-
yeah.
there's-
Usually there's
Germany's,
like 30
closed
people.
down.
Yeah, usually there's
tourists,
like 30 families usually, and it's a pain because all the kids are tired. You're finally off the plane. You're like,
Mhm.
yay! And
Everybody's
then you
kids
hit a
are
line.
crying.
And you just fucking wait and wait and wait to show your passports and everything else.
Border Patrol.
No.
No.
So
What's it
I can't
called?
think of
I
it.
don't know.
I know. So anyways, yeah. So we were the only ones there. So we got there and everybody was like looking at us like, oh, we gotta. Are you done?
Yeah,
Can
they
you
went
do
off their
this?
lunch
Can you
break
do this?
to come help.
So yeah. So then
Because Germany's closed down. So if you guys didn't know, so say you're like in wherever you live and you're like, I want to go visit Germany. Nope, you can't. Can't do it.
I only have an exception policy because I'm military,
Yes.
and I got told to come here. So
No travelers are allowed in this country. So we had to show like orders. And then the other thing I was trying to bring up was because Leo, Hadley, and Silas are not Anthony's, the process for passports and all that. We don't have to go deeply into it, but it was a several-month process with me having to show my old divorce papers, even showing that I had custody of the kids. I had to have like Travis's okay. It was a bunch of stuff. And so it took
we have 13 passports.
12. You don't have.
I have 2. I have the government one and my own.
No, you don't. You don't have a government one. You
I have
your
the red
travel
one. I have
and the red
red
one.
Yeah, that's 2.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then,
12. Okay,
so there's a total of 6 of us, so we have 12 passports. So when I hold them up, the stack's like.
We have all of them
thick.
like normal to travel throughout like Europe and do whatever, and then we have the ones that say have the SOFA stamp to say that you can stay here longer than the 3 months
Yeah.
that's authorized on your passport.
So thank goodness we had the travel ones, because in January I was like, let's just do it, because we knew we were going to be moving to Germany. I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and we'll pay and get the kids as travel ones. If we had not gotten those, we would not be sitting here. He would have come without us.
It just happened to come perfectly, and they were like, hey, we're no longer accepting passports. We're not doing it anymore. It's shut down until further notice. But we had already put ours in because of Mila, and we ended up getting ours
March
4 days.
Oh,
4
yeah,
or 5
the
days
government
before we
one,
left.
4 days,
Yeah, like 4 days before we left.
So thank goodness for
it was
that.
good.
So anyway, we came here, or we went. So this was what happened. We left. We stayed in a hotel for 9 days. Carson?
Yeah.
I think it was 9 days.
We had to clear housing, and then we
stayed in a hotel for 9 days. The kids went and visited their dad in Oregon. They had a great time. We picked them up from Denver, brought them back to the hotel. We finished the housing stuff, and then the plan was we go to Denver and we fly to California.
So we drive into Durango that the Army's going to pay to Aurora, where the port is. It had to be immaculately clean.
White glove clean.
We have kids.
It was
and it was
stressful.
really early in the morning. They really wanted to eat, and if it was that car or that Durango looks brand new. Like we both.
We had to get it
scrubbed the
painted
hell out of
and the dents removed before we moved.
Yeah.
So we did that. So we
and then
changed
dropped
the
it
color.
off, and then got 2 Ubers. Well, 1 Uber, 1 Lyft, and then we went to the night at the hospital at the hotel at Denver just because we didn't have a car, and we paid extra just
to stay at the hotel.
To stay at the hotel there, just so we can like leave and go right through security the next day.
Yeah, so there's a hotel in Denver. It's called the Westin Hotel, which it's a nice hotel.
Yeah, it's nice. It has a pool and stuff like that.
So we stayed there. Next morning, flew out to Oakland. Rented a vehicle, a Suburban.
Yeah.
What? Saying too much. I can edit it out. I can.
It's okay.
Okay. So anyway, we flew to where Anthony's family is. And we drove over to his aunt's house. We visited her for 2 nights.
Yeah.
And then we drove down to his dad's house. We stayed there for 3 nights.
Which was good.
Yes.
There was a lot of progress with Mom. You know, if you watch that, Dad too. There was a lot of adult things said, not cussing, but just some airing out some laundry, fixing some shit, and just part of growing. I think every time we visit Mom and Dad, like on my side, like we kind of break a barrier and fix a wall, essentially.
Is that how you
And
feel?
I think so every time. It gets a little bit better and better every time we go. Not that it was bad, not that there was a lot to fix, but there was just a lot of stuff in my childhood that was never discussed, and a lot of things that Flores is this fucking take it, you know.
Flores is avoid.
You just take the pain to fucking keep working.
The Flores is avoid.
Yeah, you just drink a beer and get the job done, and
Mila does not avoid.
fucking go.
And
Like,
I'm
you ain't
a
got time
Flores
for,
now.
Yeah, you ain't got time for feelings in the Flores.
Oh,
You
you
get
got
shit done and you
feelings
go.
when you're married to me.
So yeah. So anyways, that's what I mean. I think we discover and fix and get closer
Yeah, it was
as a
really
family
good.
every time we
And
go.
they set up a pool for the kids. I got to tan, lots of relaxing. I spent a lot of quality time with my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
When we were up north where his family lives, we saw his aunt just hanging out in the hammock in the garden. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really
It was a good.
yeah.
We needed that. So it kind of refreshed us. So
It was still very quick, but the times that were low were very nice and comfortable.
Yeah,
But it was
they
still, I was only authorized 9 days leave again because of COVID. They didn't want people jumping around the United States, so limited time. So 9 days, and that includes driving from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. That included settling in and coming into the airport. It also contained driving away from my parents to the airport to get ready, and it was. So essentially, just like you said, we had like maybe a good day with my aunt and then a good 2 days with my dad.
Yeah.
Because either the other ends were either coming or going or getting ready to leave.
It was
so
good. It was much needed. So
Yeah.
after that, we flew from
my
back
aunts,
to Denver.
Yeah, you flew back
We flew
to
back
Denver.
to Denver, and then we
Stayed-
stayed at the same hotel
Yep.
there. And I can tell you this right now: if you are somebody who is in the process of moving with the military overseas, even if you're not moving overseas, say you have to go to an airport, you need to be there early the morning before. Pay the extra money to stay either super close to the
Yeah.
airport or at the airport.
And
if
actually-
there's a hotel there.
And actually, the hotel that we stayed in, I had my military bags, and we had a checked bag that we knew that we were not going to carry in the airplane. That had a lot of liquids and things like that. Anyways, we were like, well, there's no way we can fit all this stuff in a car because we all had our own individual bags as well, which Amazon, those little bags are
Hard
perfect.
case is
Yeah.
$49.
Anyways,
Carry-ons.
yeah, each one
Perfect.
have. Anyways,
I'll attach pictures of it to the video.
they're very good. So we were able to keep them in the Westin for like 4 days.
Mm-hmm. While we traveled.
Almost like 5 days, and then they give you a tag and they lock them away in a room, and so that way we could go travel, do what we were doing with leave, and then come back. And I was worried because I never done that. It was all my military gear. That was like thousands of dollars that I needed to bring here for the next unit, and
Kept it safe for us.
yeah, we got back and they're like, yeah, it's right here. Here's, let me see the tickets. Give them the tickets. They're like, okay, and then they like the guy was like, hey, people have been stealing our little bellhop bag
Cards,
carrier
yeah.
cards, so I have to escort you. I was like, okay, I can push it. He's like, no. So we loaded up all our bags, and he just pushed it right behind us all the way down.
Yeah, it was
Through security
awesome.
to like the baggage area, and we checked them all, and he was like, okay,
He cut
good.
in line for us.
Yeah,
So-
like everything. He was like, hey, come here, guys. Like this guy, they need it. Because there was like, we had all the kids, all the bags. So he was just like, yeah, follow me. We were like, okay.
Yeah. But the flights were good. The layover was, I think we were delayed like 2 hours, but it wasn't a big
It wasn't
deal.
bad. All the
Yeah,
kids had
kids
really
were
fun.
fine.
They were amazed at like the long distance traveling because they had the new window tints on the airplanes. I don't know if you've seen those. Instead of just like closing the blind, you could click a button. It gets like
button, yeah.
darker, and then they all tripped out with having their own little screen in front of them. And
We had literally, the kids were perfect.
yeah, they're
on
very
the flight.
quick.
It was
and-
amazing.
Yeah.
So we were thankful for that. So we got to Frankfurt and we're like, man, this flight was awesome. Like nothing's gone wrong.
Yeah.
I think we literally said that to
I said, if anything else happens from this point, I'll take it because everything went really
So it's
smooth.
your fault that everything
Yes,
happened
because
after
immediately after me saying that and us getting to baggage, we
Mhm.
realized that our baggage weren't
there
there.
was no baggage. 9 bags and a car seat.
We're not there.
Nothing. So we went to the baggage counter and she's like, oh my goodness, for whatever reason,
And
they
that's
sent it
when
to
things started falling
Philadelphia.
apart. Kids were just not having it,
Tired,
fighting, and it was
jet
getting
lag,
bad.
hungry.
Yeah.
It was bad. So we had to go to the baggage counter and claim our stuff, and they put in a claim for us. Mind you, at this point today, we're at 5 days without baggage, so we've not had
And these
any of
aren't
our
our
clothes,
clothes. These are brand new clothes
which
from
will
today.
explain. So we had to put in a claim, and they're like, no, the bags will come in tomorrow morning. A German delivery company will deliver it to you guys tomorrow or later tomorrow night. Did that happen, babe? Did it happen the next day? Did it happen the next day? Did it happen the next day? No. Is it supposed to happen tonight?
It's supposed to happen by 10 o'clock at night tonight.
What's up? We'll be out in a minute. No, we'll be out in a minute.
What do you want? Okay.
Anyway, so we have not had anything but the clothes on our back for the last 5 days.
Which came from the picture of her putting the duvet or the.
Oh yeah,
not
yeah.
duvet,
You guys saw my awesome robe.
The thing that protects the edge
It's
of
a
the
duvet
bed,
cover.
so your feet don't get it dirty. That's what she used. It's very thin.
And I'd have to run to the laundry room. And the first day it was great. I was like, fine. I James Bonded it. It was great. The second day, I ran into a wife. And
she felt, shirt.
Yeah, she did. She felt so bad.
No pants, which was a weird thing. Not that she needed to, not that we expected it, but she's like, here's her shirt. When she was naked, so
she saw me in the duvet cover, and so when I first went in there, and she was like, oh, like she didn't really look like make eye contact with me, so I'm like, okay, we're clear, coast is clear. I don't like talking to people I don't know. Anyway, so like coast is clear. So I came back to the room, but I had to go pick up the laundry from the dryer. I went over there, and she was waiting for me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, and she gave me like 2 T-shirts and 2 things of cereal. I felt homeless. And she's like, I know how it is in the military here. Just so you have something to sleep in, here's some cereal. And I was like, I wanted to be like, we have food. Like, we're not homeless, but.
That is something the military is really good at that is not ever listed with ACS or not listed with any Army agencies or anything is everybody knows how much it fucking hurts to do these things and will tend to just be like, here's extra stuff. Or when we move, like anytime anybody moves, they're like, here's all these dry goods that I could not pack and I'm not going to eat and I can't store. Mm-hmm. So just here's like groceries, here's half boxes of cereal.
Military people, most of them don't typically try to make money off of stuff they don't need. Give it to you. We gave away probably hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Probably
of food and furniture
and stuff. Yeah, just because.
It was given to us for free. Or at a time we got things for free.
Yeah, we just, like, you pay it forward. So that's what we did. But anyway, we're here at the hotel. We do have 2 rooms, like you said, so that's nice and everything. So next thing is a house. So again, we signed for that August 6th. We do have, it's a duplex.
The duplex, but it's 3 stories. Yard.
So we're right against a field.
4 bedrooms with
3 stories and a basement.
And a garage. Yeah. So Leo wants to be in the basement.
He says, I was like, there's no windows. And he's like, I don't care. And I'm
it's going to be cold as fuck. So depending.
Space heater, we'll have to see how it is.
Yeah, if it's like a little corner like basement, but it's really just like a utility closet for all the stuff in the heaters, like it's probably not going to happen. But we've been kind of making sure expectations are, not exceeding because it was like, hey, we don't even know what the master bedroom is going to be. So once we get there, it's not a free-for-all. You're not picking your own bedroom. Like you have to give mom and dad like a second to go through the house and figure it out.
Yeah, we haven't even seen the house in person. Yeah. Like we've seen the pictures, we've seen the floor plans.
Yeah, but which we picked off the floor plans because we thought we were going to be able to come here and go right to there. But as soon as, like I said earlier, because everything wasn't met and we stayed our first night in the hotel, they were just like, you can't leave a quarantine area to go to another quarantine area. You're basically here until you're done.
So 9 more days. Yeah. We're getting there. Yeah. And then what's that say?
House. It says kindness here.
Oh, the people.
It is super. I don't know if you've ever been to a party or a new person's house, and there's like people who are just like continually making sure you're okay and taken care of and want to give you stuff, and it makes you feel really off, like you're being set up for a joke or you're being set up to fail, or I don't know if somebody's ever experienced that, but that's what it feels like here. Not that I feel like we're gonna get tricked or anything, not like that, but everybody has bent over backwards to make sure that we're okay, and this is the first time in my military career of 19 years that I'm just like, what's fucking going on here? Like,
it's
literally,
crazy.
my lieutenant colonel. Now, granted, OC life is different. So there's a lieutenant colonel for every
What's OC,
team.
babe?
Observer controller. So my job here is essentially, as units come to train, I, with other people, will go behind them and kind of evaluate them and be like the not the teachers, but like the graders essentially, and kind of observers and stuff like that. And we give them kind of a grade and assessment at the end of every section they go through for training. So usually it's a small team. It's no more than maybe like 15 people, 15 to 20 people, depending on how big the team is. But it ranges from E7s, E8s, captains, majors, and lieutenant colonels. And that's it. There's no privates, no soldiers like under E6. So it's very easy to see your lieutenant colonel like in a job setting and you talk to him and it's not weird and you call him whatever. But in a regular army unit, you usually don't see your lieutenant colonel because he's in charge of roughly like 1,000 people, depending on how big the battalion is. But you usually don't see him, maybe in passing, unless you work with him up in headquarters. Anyways, this morning my wife was talking to his wife, as because she's always FRG. That's usually what they do, or the
What's
organizational
FRG, babe?
family readiness group.
Just help support the families
Yeah,
on
it
the
came
back
up.
end.
Yeah, it came out after Vietnam, and they realized that families had no clue what the fuck was going on, so they kind of started implementing this. Anyways, they were supposed to be talking, and they were going to say something else, which is cool. Usually, it's normal. Um, it rings. I go out there. My lieutenant colonel in uniform is standing there with his wife, and I was like, "Oh, let me go get my wife." So I got Mila. We went outside. We talked, introduced ourselves. They talked to us about it all, and then gave us clothes.
Because we had no clothes.
Yeah, she runs a thrift store here at in Huntsfeld's, and they had some boys. So literally, it was like one bag of clothes for her and I, and then one bag of clothes for our kids. And they're like, "Don't worry about paying anything back. Some of it came from us, some of it came from the store, but we don't want it back. Just it's yours. We're sorry we dropped the ball. We're sorry we messed up. We're sorry." I was like, "What? No."
We didn't tell anybody that our baggage was
Yeah,
lost.
because the baggage was supposed to come every day, and then it didn't come every day. So
we just made it work, and that's
Yeah.
what you do as a military family.
Yeah.
Like when there's things that don't work out, and for my military friends, you figure it out on your own. Like, okay, do I need to wrap myself in a duvet cover and go wash the clothes? That's fine. Like we find humor in it. Like not once did either of us complain. The only thing I complained about was just that United dropped the ball because those tickets were over $4,000.
Yeah.
So why, the fact that the ball was dropped.
But everybody's been kind. Like our sponsor,
the sponsor and his wife, and they even we got a fire box for them, so we can watch our shows from home.
Yeah, we bought. They sold us theirs, and now we're watching everything because hotel AFN was getting really fucking bad.
If anybody knows what AFN is.
Yeah. So, we have not experienced anybody bad. Even with the hotel.
I had a migraine.
Yeah, she had a migraine, and we couldn't leave, and it was the weekend, so I didn't really want to bother the sponsor. So I called the front desk and said, "Hey, do you have possibly some like an aspirin or something that sometimes they have little plastic individual servings or whatever." They're like, "No, we don't have any of that." I was like, "Oh, okay." They're like, "Well, we're not supposed to give you anything either." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe I'll call my sponsor." They're like, "No, wait, hold on. You know what? It opens up at this time. Like, I'll send somebody to get it from you, whatever." So the guy came up and I was like, "Hey, just charge it to the room or I'll give you cash, whatever." And he was like, "No, I have migraines. I know where she is. Like, just don't even worry about it. Just here it is."
Yeah,
that's a little bottle, but it's just not common to have your sponsor, your commander, and the hotel all biting to make sure you're above normal, and that's something I've never experienced. Even we were at NTC, which is very nice and very good, and, very loving, I guess, or whatever.
And we've always said, like, in Europe, typically, like, military families are a lot closer because you have the one thing in common, like you're an American in a foreign place, and so people tend to be closer. But it even has exceeded my expectations with how kind everybody's been and how giving when they didn't need to be, So we're just thankful. And the other thing I'll add too is when we first moved over to Fort Carson, we drove down into the valley where Fort Carson is, and immediately I don't know about you, but I felt like just anxious, and it just didn't feel quite right. It didn't feel like home to me.
As soon as we got there, I went on rear D and had to like become like the battalion or brigade, not no battalion like helping with S1. I had to do a lot of jobs that were higher, so I was like gone a lot, and I wasn't coming home till it was dark. And then the unit came back, and then we went right into leave, which was
Training.
good. But then after that, we came back and it was just training, 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 training. I was like hardly home, and then we deployed to Kuwait, which was 9 months, and then came back, and then was prepping for the next train up, and then COVID happened, which was a good break for us because it was just
It
nonstop
was the
until
first time we
then.
got to actually see each other.
Yeah, but then we couldn't do anything because of COVID.
We just hung out and watched movies and got
Well,
fat.
yeah, got all fat and sassy.
Fat and sassy, eating bread and cake. Got all fat and sassy. So.
And then we were gonna start training up, and then I got orders to come here, and then essentially that's what we did, and just got ready to come here.
Yeah,
So.
but I mean, we're here, and it just I don't know. It feels good. It feels different. We have been going for these nature walks. We go and do them every night with the kids.
Mm.
Which at first Leo was like, "No, I want to do it," because he's like he hates us. We're
I
done
think
for
I think
old.
I think Leo was very stuck in him being friends in Colorado. Like I'm
That's
too
hard.
cool,
Yeah.
and we're all this way, and we have to treat these because it was a big neighborhood, and then there was different age kids doing different age things with siblings and stuff like that. And I think here I've been telling him like, hey, nobody's gonna make fun of you. It's literally us, like because we avoid everybody because we're still in quarantine. So we'll wait till about 9 o'clock because it doesn't get dark till like 9:30, 10, and then we'll go for the walk like 8:30, 9:30, where everybody's already in the house and calming down for the night. So we'll walk around when it's empty. So he's like all kind of whatever, and I was like, dude, it's only us out here. Like nobody's gonna make fun of you. Nobody cares how cool you are. Nobody like just you have siblings. Like just relax. And the first day was really bad, just super mopey in the
Yeah, the
bag,
second day.
dragging. Yeah, but yesterday we started kind of running around more and more and
Yeah, it's
started
been
kind
good
of
to see
joking
him.
and allowing himself to laugh. So hopefully
Yeah, we're gonna
we'll
try
get
to
him
just
there.
make it even after we move into the house. Part of the
Yeah.
routine, we're like after dinner, we just go and kind of walk around and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we are at this point, and we're just
And
looking
the
forward
the
to
last thing is future plans.
the future plans. Yes,
Yeah.
I get to have a garden.
Everything's really on her. I'm going to just grind into work and do what I have to do.
Mine is school,
Yeah,
and
she'll so
then
like in NTC I should have like every other day off or something like that. We'll see what happens. I don't know how the schedule is going to be, but I should have more time here. So that'll be good. Which everybody I've talked to says that we're going to have a lot more time here, which kind of we were used to at NTC, which was good. But she wants to work on her master's. I'm not going to take your kind of thing, but
mhm.
I'm going to finish out and retire here. So there'll be work for me, but as far as like personal growth and experience, like I'm part of the family here and we're going to do things as a family here, but that's about it for me. It's just family and work. And she's going to be the
Yeah,
one who's going to kind of succeed and start taking the reins because she's going to be the breadwinner once we get back to the States.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
work, but she doesn't want me to work any heavy job.
I want him to be able to focus on the kids because
Yeah,
I
focus
have
on the
been
kids,
like for the last 11 years focusing
So
on
what
the
I'm probably
kids.
gonna do is like we have a business plan that hopefully we can do. If not, Jordan, we've already laid it. If it is gonna happen, maybe you can do it and we can benefit from it.
She can be the
But
manager.
there you go, manager. But if not that, I'm probably gonna just like recover furniture, upcycle furniture, build furniture, and while she works, and I'll sell that, and then I'll get my pension and um, start working on my land with my brother, my DCO, and my dad, because my dad will be retiring this year too, and we want to get some land in Texas. So me and my dad will kind of start doing it, and then Mauricio, his wife Mandy, and Mila will
My
be the
DCO is
yeah
his
my
brother.
brother. So they'll be the ones that are like fucking going and becoming the breadwinners, and then my dad and me will probably be like the land keeper, kid watchers, and like
Yeah,
relaxing.
and we're at the
Yeah, I'm fucking
stage.
done. 23
Yeah,
years.
and we're at the stage too
I'm
where
done.
like our kids are older because AJ is 4, so he's pretty independent. He has older siblings who help him out with stuff. So I mean, we're at like the perfect time to be living in Germany. Our kids are going to remember everywhere we go, so we can take them an adventure and explore Europe once COVID's over. Explore Europe, show them things and history. We really want to go to Normandy. Like there's so many things we want to do, so many places I want to go. I don't know if the kids
We
do.
did not because long story short, both of our experiences here were different. We both had people, previous marriages that were just not excited about traveling for independent reasons that we don't need to go into in this video. But we felt that we were kind of not robbed, but held back from the experiencing the full European situation. So now we want to hit Europe hard. We want to go to places we haven't gone. I have gone to Normandy. I want to show her Normandy, like France and hedgerows, all that stuff, which I had the opportunity to take before. We want to go to like every country that we can,
I
every
know, like
castle that we can.
it's amazing
just
that
all
we
that
can
stuff.
literally just take kind of a day drive and be like in Greece
Yeah,
or in Rome or in Paris. Like it's amazing, and we're going to seize every opportunity to the fullest. Like that's our plan. As for my plans, I plan on again working on my master's while I'm here. I am taking a course called TEFL, which has got kind of been pushed off because of COVID, because I have to do a class where you're in a setting with actual students. It's teaching foreign students English. So that's the class I'm in. But because of COVID, they've not been able to get like a group of students together to do the last end part of it. So we'll get there. But I can volunteer like with Red Cross, the thrift store. I mean, there's so many things I can do here while my kids are at school. And I was telling Anthony, this is the first time as a mother that I've ever had the opportunity to have actually like a full day to like focus on my health, focus on my fitness, and focus on doing things that like make me happy, like volunteering or doing those things. So I'm gonna grab it.
yeah. She needs to work on being alone and work on being
I
her.
don't like being alone.
I have those abilities because I've deployed. Like I'll have my day off, and obviously I'm deployed, so it's not like I have kids or a spouse or anything. So it's pretty much I've learned how to be alone, and I'm very okay, fine with it. It's not hard for me at all.
Not
But
me. 1 hour alone. I'm texting him all the time. I am like, oh, I
like
wonder what the
worried, I
kids
need
are
to be doing
doing.
this. Where are the kids? I need to go do this. What I need to do for the family? What happens? Oh, it's just she just needs to learn how to be alone and be
It's
independent and
hard.
be okay with being okay.
Yeah, it's
So
hard, but we'll figure it out. But
yeah,
we're getting there and we're excited. The biggest thing, the whole reason we moved here is Liana, which we're super excited. She is a little bit nervous, about like coming to her house. She's not met the older three kids, so that's a new experience. She doesn't have any step siblings. So we're trying to just kind of slowly, get her used to the family. I think the first time we meet her, we're going to go to like an indoor park or something like that. We've kind of just, or I guess I kind
yeah.
of
No, it's
decided with
fine.
like
Yeah,
with Leanna's mom. So we're going to meet and do that so she can meet the kids kind of on an even plane, where they can play together. But eventually we want to get it to where she can come be at our house every other weekend. That's why we moved here.
yeah. So the thing was, she's saying we moved here. I was at 19. I hit 19 years in July.
Mm.
20 years is retirement. We could have stayed 1 year in Colorado, which would have hurt, but it would have been all just dropping my packet and retiring and getting out of the army, so it wouldn't have been as bad. But we had the opportunity to come here because my orders came up to come here as an OC. Now this is a 3 year commitment, so that obviously pushing me past my 20s. So we talked about it and we said like this is a golden opportunity, even if not for Leanna, for the kids, for Europe, for us, just to kind of end it all where it all started. Like we met each other 2008, I think it was.
2008.
Yeah.
So what is that? 12 years ago.
No, it was more than that, I think.
2008 we met. It's
Is that when you were
2020.
in Frankfurt?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's when we
12 years
met
ago we met here.
with our exes at a barbecue before any kids or anything like that. We just happened
Before
to
we
meet.
even
Yeah.
really liked each other like that. So.
Yeah, and it was just like it was in Schweinfurt, which is now being remodeled to be a college. It's not even a military post anymore. It's like been teared down. So this is like the end of my career, the end of the military career, the end of
We wrapped around.
yeah. It
to
all
where
it all
we-
it all
where we
ended
can-
in the same country. It all started in
So,
well, it didn't start. It was just where we met, and this even became a thing.
Yeah.
Able to become. I don't even know how to word it without making it sound like we even did anything.
I know because
There's nothing happened.
Certain people think that we like planned this for
Yeah,
8 years.
nothing happened.
I had
We
3
just- we
kids
were just
with my
introduced to each other.
ex-husband, but
Yeah, we were just introduced
Yeah.
to each other
it's
then.
fine. But it is what it is,
Mm.
and destiny has its way of working things out. And even if we
We're
hadn't
here.
met, I feel like we would have
There's other things which you can talk about.
later. Yeah,
later,
there's
but
other coincidences, different people
that could have possibly drawn us to be.
to have met. Yeah,
We were like 2 degrees of separation, like multiple
Isn't it 1
areas.
degree?
Was it 1?
Yeah.
No,
'cause
2. My
your
cousin, your cousin.
and- no, your cousin, my friend.
Whatevs.
I don't know. They knew each other. They went to school together. So, long story short, we're here. Everything's good. This video is long. If you've made it through all this, thank you. But I know people are curious. I'm posting pictures, but this is the story. And we didn't even go as far back as January or November when we got the orders. That's a whole nother thing. But just this is where we are, and we're happy. Like, I feel good.
All the bullshit we haven't fought. We haven't.
Not once. And
It's just
a long time. Like, it's just
comes.
work together, teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Team Flores. All right. Anything else?
Fucking awesome. Mm-hmm.
Woo woo. Do you want us to dance now?
Who you talking to?
Them. Come on, do the robot with me.
Ditto.
All right. Bye, guys.